All right, Stephanie, let's see what we got here with your ads. So you've been running these since 2020, so over 5 years now. Um, and normally what I'm seeing with ads boudoir photographers are running is over time, yeah, decays where we're spending the same amount of money but getting less sales out of it. So ROAS is going down. It makes us, feel desperate, trying to look for a solution, but kind of there's so many variables, we don't really know where to turn to like start to find a solution to get our results going back up. Or if we're using an agency, we start kind of getting subconsciously frustrated that we're paying them the same large retainer fee, large amount of money every month, but our results are going down every month. So we're going to diagnose, kind of see what you're doing and see what is preventing your ad from like scaling over time, sustaining over time, and getting cheaper cost per acquisition over time, aka more clients with the same ad spend, aka higher ROAS. So I'm gonna be going over kind of the top 10 mistakes that is preventing that. From all the boudoir photographers I've looked at. Oh, okay, all right, long copy. That is right in my wheelhouse. All right, so first out of 10 mistakes I look at, does it look like an ad? And for that I look at the creative. Does it look like an ad? And yours does not look like an ad. And actually, before I go on, kind of the framework that I'm going to be working with here is these 10 mistakes. I've taken them and I have fixed other ads boudoir photographers have been running, kind of compared their original, tested that, compared with my top 10 fixes. And that secret metric that almost everyone misses is unique CTR all. That's basically is how engaging is our ad, how many people out of 100 are reading our ad copy, which is where our full offer should be. So it's essentially how many people are getting out of 100 are getting exposed to our full offer. And this always, so what I see most often is ads being below 6% unique CTR all. And that's kind of leads to the either fast or slow decay. And we want ads to always be above 6% unique CTR all. So I got one up to 9%. I mean, that's kind of rare to have such a big increase. But kind of on average, I get 2 to 4x more women to engage with boudoir ads, make them more relevant to them, make the ad sustain longer, scale, increase, hopefully get increased ROAS. So that's from the same exact mistakes I'm going to talk about today. So we talked about, does it look like an ad? And that's just, is there text on the photo? That's really what it is. With no text on the photo, this means, all right, looks more like an organic post. Higher chance people, read what's up here. And so we're getting more engagers on the ad, better user experience, meta ad algorithm happy, and then, get more of the right people in, ad sustain and scale. Okay, the next 4 mistakes can come up here in the see more headline. So this is where, this is the headline of the ad, over here on the bottom, on the bottom right, there'll be a ... see more on that third line. So we got 2 3/4 lines to play with, but we got to be super specific here to call in the right people, the right women, to keep our unique CTR all super high to allow our ads to sustain and scale. So the 4 parts we need to have in an official See More headline is, well, the first one is a who. Who are we speaking to? What is a self-label that we can put here where, when a woman's scrolling, she reads it and she says, oh my God, that's me. So let's see, do you have that here? Some of the other guys within escape your everyday routine and dress up or down to your delicates. No, all right, so we're missing the who, which means, we're going to be missing women that are kind of scrolling fast and, maybe they didn't resonate with any of the other things that she said, or their subconscious they're going fast, didn't resonate with their subconscious. Now we're missing the who, so, all right, so that's a mistake. It's going to hurt unique CTR all and bring us higher probability of putting us below the 6% threshold. Next, specific attribute we want to have to be specific in the headline, because again, this is where 80% of marketing spend is won or lost. Right here in the headline, this first 2 3/4 lines on Facebook mobile newsfeed is we need to have a negative. What negative situation or negative experience are women saying in their brains in our city that they want to move away from, where our boudoir photo shoot is the solution? What is, you know, what is that situation that resonates the most? So we're missing a negative here, and this is a big one. Well, you know what? Hold on. Escape your everyday routine. All right. Well, I'm going to explain why negative is the most important one to lead with. It's because humans take action to move away from negative at 100x the rate that, oh, move away from negative to get back to default or normal at 100x the rate, then they take action to go from normal to some gain, some benefit, some pleasure. And we can think of this through the dentist. So we go to the dentist, get our 6-month checkup, teeth cleaned, blah blah blah. We're paying, we're leaving, and then the secretary later is like, "Hey, are you free 168 days from now on Wednesday at 7:45 a.m.?" And we're like, "Dude, I ain't got no clue, but text me, contact me later, closer to the date. We'll figure something out." So they do hit us up, month 3, month 4, month 5, send us those automated text updates. And then we ignore it. We're busy. The kind of gain or the positive or the pleasure of having slightly cleaner teeth is not high enough to convince us to take action to, kind of break our schedule and put them in our schedule and go to the dentist. So they do the same, month 8, month 10, month 12, sparsely text us, their auto texter, and we ignore it. And then comes month 13. So month 13, we are eating breakfast and our tooth is just killing us with every bite. It's really, really painful. And then we're eating lunch, tooth's killing us with every bite. And it's been throbbing all between breakfast and lunch as well. So all right, this is a problem. This is painful. I can't deal with this. So in the afternoon, we're calling up our dentist, being like, "Hey, can you get me in tomorrow? My tooth's killing me." And we hear that they're booked the next 2.5 weeks, but they can get us in 3 weeks. And we're like, "What? What do you mean you can't bring me? What do you mean you can't get me in tomorrow? I'm dying over here. My tooth's killing me. Probably won't be able to sleep tonight." So we can't go with our normal dentist. We gotta go with another dentist. And okay, we get our tooth fixed back to normal. Phew, not dead anymore. But you see, for 12, 13 months, however many days that is, like 4,400 days, 400 days. The pleasure of getting just like teeth a little bit cleaner, peace of mind knowing there's no cavities was not enough to get us to take action and put the dentist on our calendar and make time for it. But literally just 6 hours of tooth pain chewing across 2 meals was enough to get us to take an action to move away from that negative and get back to normal. So, that's it's like half a day versus 400 days. So in this example, it's like 800 times more effective. The negative, moving away from the negative to actually get us to move and take an action. So that is why we put the negative first. Now, unveil the positives within. So you put in the positive first. Escape your everyday routine and dress up. All right, so escape your everyday routine. There we go. There's a negative. Get away from their everyday routine. So, negative experience they're having, boring, monotonous, painfully boring. So, hey, that's good. So you do got a negative in there. So good job. Next, we do want to have a positive. And even though its magnitude is much less, less the real effect comes from the mental contrast, negative positive tension in the brain from having a negative and a positive in our see more headline, which is the first 2 3/4 lines on mobile before the see more. So unveil the goddess within, that's a positive. And we're trying to think, what are women saying? Well, hold on. Dress up or down to your delicates. Oh, now I'm thinking, are women saying they want to unveil the goddess within? Honestly, I think unveil the goddess within and dress up or down to your delicates. I'm thinking these could be solution. And it's what they get from doing solution, from using solution, what they get, what they feel, what they experience would be the positive. Unveil the goddess. Well, okay, maybe that one's not solution. That one, yeah, I'll give you that one for a positive. So good job here. You got negative, positive tension. Dress up or down to your delicates. Well, that also could be a positive too, but I'm thinking kind of more of what people get from it. But all right, I'll give you a positive for this one. So that's good. And importantly, we're having negative, positive tension. That mental contrast in the brain really, really captures attention. The fourth and final thing we need to have in the Seymour headline is a hesitation or a roadblock. So what is stopping someone from moving forward to get away from the negative and to actually get the positive that they want, both of them, two different things that they're trying to accomplish here, but they don't want to do X or some reason why another solution does not work for them. And we're missing that here. Yeah, we're missing a hesitation or roadblock. So we're actually missing out on the trifecta or the triangle of mental tension, a negative, a positive, and a hesitation / roadblock, all in the same one Seymour headline, where we're really getting specific on a specific person with specific attributes that test well, because we let the data tell us, where to go. And so, yeah, because of that, we're getting less specific, which means our ads meta doesn't know who exactly to send our ads to. So unique CTR all slips, and ads kind of decays more and more over time. All right, so that's the first 5 mistakes. The next 5 mistakes can happen the next 3 mistakes can happen in the body copy, and I'm glad you got a long body copy, because all my ads are long form Boudoir Facebook ad copy. So, all right, we can think of up here the the Seymour headline as kind of our hook one, and once they click see more and they got they say they got all this to read, we need kind of a hook to hook them. So we want to have an authority hook, like a reason for them to keep reading. Why should they keep reading? Why should they listen to us? Why should they listen to what we have to say? Now, I did this at the beginning of this video showing, kind of my case study results of have improved already other Boudoir ads on Facebook. And so let's see what you got here. Okay, yeah. Maybe this is some authority. There's a better way to do this though. But all right, I'll give you this authority. Why should they listen to us? Well, because they gave this person, Miss M, a great experience with all she's saying here. Okay. Yeah, there should be more at the top though to tell people why they should listen to us after they click the see more and see they got a whole wall of text to read. But all right, yeah, I'll give you the authority. Yeah, that's fine. All right, next we need kind of a narrative or story, because up here is punch one, meaning them the conversation they're having in their brain, and then the story / narrative, so we can empathize with the current situation, describe the current situation as if we were, holding a third-person camera recording their life and what's going on in it, and just writing that out, kind of like writing out a movie scene. So punch 1 is the see more headline, then punch 2 is the story slash narrative. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so yeah, we're missing that story slash narrative. So we're missing being able to connect with them, which going to mean less people going to feel our solutions for them, so less qualified people coming through the ad, which makes our conversion rate lower, which leads to worse and worse ad performance, ad burnout over time. All right, and then the third and final thing we want to have in the ad copy is the full offer, which actually looks like, okay, professional makeup artist and hairstylist, got it. Okay, without feeling empowered, okay. Offer. Okay, let's. Okay. Yeah, you got like half. You got like half a full offer here. Um, how. Okay, makeup artist and hairstylist. How long? How much is it gonna cost? Do you have outfits? Yes or no? Is it? How many sets do we got here? How many photos are included or not included? So yeah, you got like half an offer here. All right, so there's that. Now the last two mistakes that can be happening, or that can be basically causing our ad to get worse and worse results over time, is down here at the bottom. So mistake number 9, having anything at the bottom of the ad, anything below the ad. 3 reasons. Number 1, 5% of mistake number 9 is tying in with mistake number 1, makes it look more like an ad. There's no organic post that has stuff below here. This makes it look more like an ad, which means kind of people don't like to be sold to. Qualified people are scrolling by into, ads getting worse and worse over time, worse and worse results, less ROAS, less results for the same ad spend, instead of sustaining and scaling and getting better results over time. So that's 5%. 15% is because when women are scrolling, by the time they get here and they're looking at these words, their brain has finally processed their subconscious has processed maybe like 1/3 of the words up in here. Kind of the main keywords, just because they're scrolling fast. And then if what they processed is different, so if it's not congruent with here, it triggers the error detection network in the brain, which causes them to do what? Error, incongruent, confusing, keep scrolling. So we do not want to trigger the error detection network in the brain. And there's really honestly no bonus to having stuff here. So you got Boudoir photography, Luxe Boudoir. Yeah, you don't have any of those words in your see more headline. Yeah, so that's definitely hurting you. And so that's 15%. The second reason for mistake 9, then 80% the reason mistake 9 is having anything below here is that it invites people to click and go to our page without clicking the see more somewhere, over here to the right of those hearts, and actually reading, consuming, and getting pre-qualified through our full ad copy. And the reason why it's a problem that people click over before becoming pre-qualified is when Meta decides who to show our ads to next, it does it based off of who's converted, which is a very tiny pool of people, but also who has clicked, which is a much larger pool of people. And obviously, there's some weighting differences how Meta's ad algorithm weights both those pools. But anyone who clicks that's not qualified is teaching the Meta ad algorithm to go towards those people that clicked, because it's a good user experience for those people. But maybe they just like the picture, like the words below it. They didn't read, they saw goddess, dress up. They didn't read our full offer. They don't even know what we're offering. They just click learn more real fast, or your below creative headline right there. And so Meta's going to go with more and more of those people who are barely going to convert because they didn't get pre-qualified. They don't even know what they clicked onto. So this is going to, cause our ads to get lower and lower ROAS over time instead of sustaining and scaling and getting better results over time. And then finally, the final mistake, mistake 10, is what objective are you using? So let's see. So you're going to your website, so you're probably having people fill out something or book a call, fill out a lead form, something like that. So I don't know what objective you're using, so I'm going to give you half this mistake. So most common objective I see people use is leads. Leads is always a mistake because the objective determines kind of 6% slice of the pie, 6% slice of the audience that our ads go to. And leads objective goes to the 6% slice of the audience in our city that has, the 95% plus percentile probability of filling out a lead form. They have those data points on their meta profile. But, this is ignoring or not taking into account people that respond to emails after filling out a lead form, people that pick up the phone, respond to text after filling out a lead form, people that book a call, people that show up to a call after filling out a lead form, or people that buy after filling out a lead form. So we're not doing any of that. We're not optimizing for any of those actions. We're just optimizing for people that fill out lead forms, which we don't want people that, dude, we don't care if our our email list goes up with non-buyers. We want it to only go up with buyers. I'm sure it's, might be vanity metrics to have larger email lists, but then peeps, just kind of get frustrated teaching the metapixel and the ad algorithm to go to the non-buyers. So, but I don't know what objective you're using. So I'll give you half a mistake here. All right, so now we're going to score you compared to everyone else, that I've reviewed so far. So let's see. Look like an ad, not a mistake. Who? That's a mistake. Got a negative, you got a positive. You're missing a hesitation / roadblock. That's a mistake too. Yeah, you got authority. You don't have a story / narrative, so we can empathize with them. And you got half an offer, so we're up to 3.5 mistakes. And then stuff below the creative, that's a mistake. 4.5 mistakes and half a mistake for the objective. So 5 out of 10 mistakes. That is the highest scoring ad I've scored so far. 5 out of 10. I had 2 yesterday that were 5.5 out of 10. So really, really good. Negative, positive tension. I've only seen one other ad that was by I think it was Soleil Boudoir in Nolens, Louisiana. They had a negative, positive tension that they did good with as well. Moving from a negative experience and also getting this positive experience. So, all right, so 5 out of 10 mistakes, super awesome. The average for the boudoir industry is 7.5 out of 10 mistakes. So you're doing way better than the average. Now, yeah, stuff that, so all this stuff is causing ads to perform worse and worse over time. And, basically like breaking down like a car. So if your ad has been breaking down like a car recently, then where do we bring up a car that's breaking down? Bring it to a mechanic. So, if your ad has been breaking down recently, you can lower ROAS over time. So same ad spend, less sales, less revenue over time. Then I've got an offer, a basically boudoir Facebook ads mechanic offer, to kind of solve these root cause problems that are causing your ad to get worse results over time. So I actually shrink those 10 mistakes down into 5 root cause problems, and I'll diagnose you now so that you kind of know the overview. So first potential root cause problem, does it look like an ad? Okay, you do not have that root cause problem. See more headline, we got to have 4 specific attributes in here that are tested for the city that we are actually advertising in. So yes, you do have that root cause problem. So you got 2 out of 4, or 2 out of 4 of this in the Seymour headline. This, the ad copy, you got 1.5 out of 3 things we need in the ad copy. So yes, you got root cause problem, second root cause problem. stuff below, the ad creative, that's root cause problem 3. And then your objective, you got half. Half of that is half a root cause problem there. So I got 2 options for solving this. The first one is, so you get basically 3.5 out of 5 root cause problems. So the first option is I do fix a root cause problem, $50 per root cause problem. Get your ad higher probability, get the ad sustaining, scaling, growing again by us getting more specific and more correctly specific with what our market wants. And so you can choose, me to fix 1 root cause problem or any number up to 3.5. If you just have me fix them all for this one ad, it'd be $175. And you can, take those fixes, put them on all your other ads as well. Now, option 2 is the higher value option. That is where I work on all your ads. We create as many ads as you want, test as many new ads, fix as many ads as you want, $100 a month. So that's kind of like the best value option that we got out here. And yeah, you can basically collab with me as much or as little as you want or don't want. It's really, but both these offers are done for you. So it'll be me, doing all the work. And yeah, so you got my phone number, you got my email, and also, can DM me on whatever social platform you're watching this on. And yeah, when you hit me up, I'll just I'll see what you got for me, and then we'll go from there. All right, that's everything. Adios.